Hey, this is Cameron. So I just wanted to give a brief update on some progress I made on auto-rest for Rust stuff. So I made a few changes about a week ago, a little over a week ago, and I forked the OpenAPI project, um, and I added integration tests, and I refactored it to be more like OpenAPI v3 project. So um, my goal, so the REST API specs are Swagger v2, and so, but the code, the project for OpenAPI v3 is really good, and so I'm trying to make um, this code as much as possible um, like the v3 project. So I just wanted to give some demos. So this is just for deserializing the Swagger. So the REST API specs have a bunch of generic extensions. And so these are all the extensions. The ones that are checked are the ones that I have complete. And I wanted to show how to add support for the rest of them. So what we'll do is, so inside of the Auto Rust OpenAPI project is what I called it. There's a tests folder and there's an integration test called Azure REST API specs. There's also one for the OpenAPI specs themselves. And these are, this is how to run it. So you can just cargo test. And if you have the Azure REST API specs checked out, cloned, you can run additional tests. So just add to this vector additional tests. So you can find the extensions used in certain specs, and so you just have to add those specs, and then you'll actually see this test that I've created asserts that nothing is ignored, so everything is actually deserialized. You have here the code generation settings, the parameterized host, and the skip URL encoding. So what you do now is basically implement those Serde bindings for those extensions, and then you'd have a working test and you'd be good to go. So that is how you can ensure integration tests against the Azure REST API specs for any of the REST API specs. Yeah, that's the main demo. It's just that easy. And all this will run on CI as well. So I've got this running on CI. So you can have a look. You have all the integration tests for the OpenAPI spec examples, and you have the Azure REST API specs here as well. And what else? You can see I've updated the dependencies. It's exactly like the OpenAPI v3 project. It's just the dependencies are Serde, JSON, and index map, which keeps an ordered hash map. So that's useful for putting stuff back, serializing stuff back in the same order. It's the project that OpenAPI v3 is using, and so I'm using the exact same dependencies. More can be done to make it more like OpenAPI v3 project, but I think that can be done refactoring along the way. I haven't adjusted any of the code generation based on these bindings yet. So the auto-rest code, essentially code generation is actually here, but I have some local changes. I haven't completed them to pull in these pretty significant refactoring of this project. All right, that's it. That's it for my update. And hopefully there's been other progress on the binding or getting Rust to play well with the auto Rust. Thanks, bye.